Hello, everybody. It's David. I thought I'd use this channel for a couple more things than just voice acting. I figured since I see a lot of movies, I play a lot of video games, as you've seen from probably from my last two videos, it's not too uh, difficult to understand that sort of thing. So, yeah, I thought I'd do some reviews every now and then. This isn't something I will do frequently, but I enjoy doing reviews of things. I like posting my thoughts of things. I admit I'm not the best at words, so this won't be the most professional review ever, nor will any of them, if I'm honest. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start off with the newest addition to Pixar's films, Brave, a movie that I went out and saw this afternoon. And if you want the short version, I liked it. I thought it was very well done. It was animated very beautifully. Um, I wouldn't say it was the absolute best of Pixar's work, but for what it's worth, it left me satisfied. It left me wanting a bit more. Left me wanting to know what happens to the characters afterwards. So I'll go into a bit more detail on that sort of thing. Um, I'll just let you know now there are a couple of spoilers in this. It's nothing too major. I won't spoil the ending or any important plot points or anything. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. So, movie starts off. This main character that we follow is a young girl named Merida, who is a princess, but doesn't really like the idea of being a princess in general. She doesn't like the idea of having to find a suitor. She doesn't like having to follow duties. She'd rather go out and have fun, go on adventures with her father, all that kind of thing. She is a master. Well, I wouldn't say master archer, but definitely a lot better than I could do. Um, Actually, what am I saying? She pretty much is a master archer. What the hell am I saying? Oh, 2 minutes into this review and I'm already messing things up beyond belief. But hey, that's the life of a critic for you. Not that I am one. No, I don't consider myself a critic, but I'm getting off topic now. So she eventually just gets sick and tired of this. She eventually just lashes out at her mother. She humiliates the other suitors wanting to marry her in a competition of archery, and she pretty much says no. I don't want to do this. And I liked that. I liked how she was. I liked I like tomboy characters. I like strong female characters. You know, I it really because given that I'm someone who believes in equal rights for everyone, I thought she represented that sort of thing very well without going too overboard with it. Um, so, but there was, as good as the story was, there was something about it that, admittedly, I didn't like too much. It's kind of in the middle. See, the trailers led me to believe that Merida would be leading an army and going to war against an evil being and something. Instead, what happens is that she gets a potion from a witch that convinces her mother to think otherwise. But it comes with the side effect that her mother gets turned into a bear. Yes, the damn plot point is that the mother gets turned into a bear. Who'd have thunk it? um, I realize it's symbolic. It's supposed to symbolize how her father's leg was bitten off by a bear and everything. But I don't know. It kind of felt a bit flat. It does improve steadily. Like I love how Merida interacts with her mother and helps her through the ordeal as they try and find a cure together. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a case of me expecting something else and being thrown off a little bit. So overall the story is pretty good. It's thrown in with the traditional good amount of jokes that Pixar are known for. I wouldn't say there are any laugh out loud funny jokes, but I don't think it really needed it. I don't think that I think the film could have easily done without it. In fact, it probably would have done a bit more poorly if they had thrown in a few jokes that were intended to make the audience burst out laughing. But that's just me. So moving on to the voice work. Voice work was very well done. I appreciate the fact that I that there were Scottish, actual Scottish voices. I don't know if the actors themselves are Scottish. I kind of doubt that myself. I know there is at least one genuine Scot in the voice cast in the form of Billy Connolly, who plays the king. And he was good. I liked his character. I love how Billy represented him. I think he was really really entertaining to watch, to listen to be. He was a very over the top character, and I appreciate him for doing that. Um, but like the voice actress from Melina was Merida. Sorry, not Melina. Really, the voice actress from Merida was um, done really really well. Like she was good at portraying her emotions, and I I she was a character I could really get behind, and the voice definitely helped for that. Moving on to the animation itself, the animation, as should be standard for Pixar now, was just really well done. Like, I don't get why people say that Pixar are going downhill because I don't see it. I really don't get the logic behind that. It's a very interesting way of thinking that like it might just be a form of like, oh, they don't make them how they used to and fuck them and but seriously, I don't get the logic behind that. Like the Merida's hair, for example, was is probably one of the more interesting highlights of the animation, and I do think of that as a positive because while it's not as good as say Sully's hair in Monsters Incorporated, I thought was very realistic and very it flowed very well. Same with this one shot of a river with a fish going upstream. That was animated realistically, and everything there was I don't think there was a single thing in there that couldn't be accomplished by a single human being if they tried. If that makes any sort of sense. Um, the scenery was breathtaking. I thought the scenery actually rivals that of Finding Nemo, which to this day I still think is probably the most scenic of any Pixar film. But I could be wrong on that one myself. It probably just is a personal opinion thing. You know, the whole thing was an eyesore. It was very well put together. Um, Everything was believable. Everything like I there were a couple of moments when I thought to myself that I was looking at an actual cliff, at an actual field, or all of that kind of thing. Um, that's how good I thought it was. The presentation aspect overall was just very beautifully done, and something that really needs to be experienced in full 3D. I'm one of those people who loves 3D. Sue me. So there was that, and finally, I wanted to talk about the music. The music was just amazing. I think it's probably one of the best aspects of the film, and that's not to take away from the film itself. I think if a film has a good soundtrack, then at least gets a good thumbs up from me. Um, so yeah, one music track I would definitely recommend listening to. If I can just find it, what was it called? Oh yes, "Touch the Sky" by Julie Fallis. Um, really recommend checking it out. Very beautiful song. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Brave. Overall, I thought it was a good film. I wouldn't say I absolutely loved it. It wasn't Pixar's top tier film, but I feel if you enjoy Pixar films in general, and let's face it, no one is too old to enjoy a Pixar film, then by all means give it a go. You might end up liking it, you might end up hating it, you might just end up thinking it's average. Um, there have been a lot of mixed reviews for this film, but think for yourself. I think you deserve that sort of thing. So yeah, that's my first vlog review over and done with. I'd like to know what you thought of it, what I should improve, what I should work on. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.